The number one recipient of DEI are white women. That is according to the U.S. Department of Labor.
Black people benefit the least from DEI, but somehow we have become the face and the champions of it. Many of us have been misconstrued into thinking that DEI means black people get hired just for being black. We have been advocating and arranging protests online without realizing that we benefit the least from this program. Now, there's nothing wrong with advocating for human rights, but I just want black people to be informed that DEI does not mean that you're guaranteed to get a job.
I do find it quite interesting that it took for Donald Trump to be president for a second term for people, especially white women, to understand that DEI never meant black. It literally was a program that means diversity, equity, inclusion. That's what DEI means. And the people who benefited the most off of DEI initiatives were not black people. They were white women, Asians, at some points Latinx community, and the queer community at times. But usually if you're white and queer, not if you're of color and queer. And when I got into working with DEI programs at my last organization, I did it because I saw the numbers and I saw that people who look like me, especially black women, were benefiting the least from these programs. And newsflash, every opportunity that I ever got, I didn't get it because I was black. I got it because I was better than the other candidate and I had merit. I'm an educated black woman, so good luck, you guys.
I've never had the illusion that I could get a job just for being black. As far as I know, the average black person has been taught that we have to work very hard at getting a good education.
I'm so surprised how many people didn't know that with the DEI rollbacks, that meant that like there would also be rollbacks for specifically women. I don't know what y'all thought. What, you thought, first of all, you thought these men respected us? What, just because you're like a white woman? And I get, like, I'm a white woman, right? But like most political progress for women has come at the hands of women of color. Not to say that there haven't been prominent white women, but like when they're talking about like diversity in the workforce, they're talking about you. And now they're talking about like getting rid of things like Black History Month and Women's History Month. Oh, the white women are suddenly like, what? This applies to us? I don't know if you know this, but they view you as someone they can oppress. It's like, I don't know why we're surprised. This also means that like it opens the door for them to allow for things like for you to be fired if you're pregnant, for them to take away more things like maternity leave and stuff like that. Y'all need to stop associating DEI with just black people or other people of color.
The real F around and find out moment is here. A lot of people are looking at the black community thinking that we are the recipients and benefactors of DEI programs and affirmative action programs. And I know affirmative action is no longer, but whenever they hear the term DEI or they hear the term affirmative action, they look to the black community thinking that we are the benefactor. Now, here's some information for you. The number one recipient of DEI are white women. That is according to the U.S. Department of Labor. And others fall under that group, under the minority group, the ethnic minority. Number one recipient under that group are Latino and Hispanic Americans. Number two are Asian Americans. Number three are Native Americans. Number four, individuals with disability. Number five, veterans. Okay? And number six, the LGBTQ plus community. And guess who comes last at receiving DEI benefits? Guess who comes last? That's right. Black Americans. Black people. Let me also say, you can do a Google search and you will see the primary benefactors of DEI programs are not only white women, but white men, white male CEOs. Those are the ones who have benefited the most from DEI initiative programs.
This may be a bit controversial, but honestly, I'm glad that they're getting rid of DEI because now the people who benefit from it can stop pretending like they don't, and the people that are like me who don't benefit from it the most can stop being treated like everything that we get and everything that we do and we accomplish is because of it. So I think that it's a good thing because honestly, at the end of the day, we were going to work to get what we needed anyway. We have to, regardless. You know, most of us are taught that we have to work 10 times as hard. So we were going to work to get what we needed to get anyway. No one is really giving us the handouts. It was never us, and that's the truth. So I'm glad that they're getting rid of it because I'm tired of hearing that rhetoric.
Can I say one more thing to you?
What?
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your wife, Tina.
Huh? What? Oh. Okay.
I feel like I have to address the DEI situation. And the reason why I'm dressing it in uniform, because the teachable moment, the executive order affects federal. Just so y'all know that. So when Target went out and got rid of their DEI, they didn't have to do that. Because they didn't do that because the president told them to do it. They chose to do that. So just keep that in mind. So to explain the overall of the DEI, I'm going to use two races, black and white, for example. So let's say after segregation, they was not hiring black people. Even though black people was qualified for these positions, they was not hiring them. So executive order, the DEI came out to say, hey, it's mandated now y'all will have 2 black people in every organization. And keep in mind, the reason they did that because they was not hiring based on merit. Fast forward 10, 15 years, a white person try to get a job, and he doesn't get a job because the 2 slots that's open is for black people because executive orders mandate 2 black people in it. So now this white person feel oppressed. The same oppression that black people been feeling, right? So he says, man, we should get rid of DEI and just hire based on merit, just based on performance. The best person get the job. Black people feeling like the DEI was incorporated because they wasn't hiring based on merit. Right? You get what I'm saying? So when they got rid of DEI, certain white people feel like that's a step further, step up. Because now we just hire based on merit. Black people feel like it's a step back because that was incorporated because they was not hiring based on merit. The crazy thing about it is, as weird as that sound, we all want the same thing. The better qualified person should get the position. It's just history has taught us that's not the case. So now you understand that, right? Now, move that aside. I never felt the effects of the DEI. I never felt like I got a job because I was black. To be honest with you, I felt like I had to work twice as hard and be damn near perfect to get a position and to keep a position. That's just how I feel, and that's not how I feel. That's facts. So when they got rid of it, I don't know if to feel like I never benefited from it in the first place, or to feel like it's going to be 10 times worse now that DEI is not involved. That makes sense. So, and I will say this, there's 2 sides to TikTok, and I'm paying attention to people who keep quiet.
Out of 500 companies that Fortune 500 ranks, only 8 black people are leading as CEOs. As much as black people would like to benefit from diversity, equity, and inclusion, we do not. Continue working hard, building relationships, and gaining experience because that's the only thing that's going to help us when we go to these interviews. As a black person, do you think that you have ever benefited from DEI? If so, please share your thoughts down in the comments. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to see more content from Primetime Reviews. Thank you so much.